So this video is all about how I knew I was ready to start investing. There's a series of steps that I hit and then I was like, I have all this extra money left. Why not do something of value with it? For me, I'm a double income household with no kids. So I'm willing to play a little bit more fast and loose and crazy with my money. Just kidding. Everyone's individual investment strategy is so personal, and you need to do the right research to figure out what works for you. Hi guys, it's Vanessa and welcome back to my Pink Series channel. Just as companies rebrand ordinary objects into pink, more women-friendly alternatives, I've created a pink money series that has a pink money border and pink objects so women know it's for them. So today's question is, should you start investing? Well, if you talk to Cautious Kathy, then she'll let you know that investing is always a gamble and there's actually no way to win. If you talk to Bitcoin Betty, she'll tell you Bitcoin is actually the future, so you should probably reinvest your 401k. Wrong. Everyone's individual investment strategy is so personal, and you need to do the right research to figure out what works for you. For example, some people want to focus on paying tax later in the future, so they focus on tax-deferred options. Other people are more willing to invest post-tax dollars, so maybe they focus on tax-exempt options instead. Whatever might be your jam, make sure it's right for you. Also, I want to remind everyone at home, I am not a certified financial advisor. I cannot legally give you investing advice. But what I can do is tell you what I've decided is right for me and lead you down the right path based off of whatever questions you might have. I'm here to give you options and information for informational purposes only. So this video is all about how I knew I was ready to start investing. There's a series of steps that I hit and then I was like, I have all this extra money left. Why not do something of value with it? If you're currently keeping your money in a low interest savings account, inflation is actually making your money worth less and you're losing value. This is why we invest. It's an easy way to have our money work for us instead of just depreciating in a low yield savings account. Now, before I started investing, I made sure that there were certain milestones that I had hit. The first one, and perhaps the most important one, is establishing my emergency fund. Now, on the interwebs out there, people will tell you that you'll need a $1,000 emergency fund to get you by. I kind of disagree. With Corona, we've seen the extreme of what can happen if you lose your job, if the economy shuts down, or if there's a global pandemic. $1,000 really isn't going to get you that far. And if you are laid off and your rent is more than $1,000, what are you going to do? So I actually have a video about what you can do. I think you should definitely investigate what an emergency fund is and how much money you should have in it before you ever consider investing. I would recommend that you have a 3 to 6 month of expenses in your emergency fund before you really start to investigate what investing options you might have. This way, you can buffer yourself against a potential expense that you weren't really anticipating. This could be a car repair, a home appliance repair, literally anything that just catches you off guard because you don't want to have to go into debt in order to cover that expense. So before you start investing, make sure you have an emergency fund. The next step in knowing if you are ready to invest is to make sure you've cleared all of your debt. Now, there are some different opinions about whether or not you should be investing while you have student debt, maybe credit cards. But for me, I thought I was ready when I had cleared all petty debt on credit cards, and then I could focus on my student loans and investing. Now, the reason you want to clear that debt before you start investing is because that's going to eat away at your profits. Let's say you have $10,000 worth of credit card debt at 25% interest, and then you have $10,000 in the stock market at 5% interest. At the end of a year, your credit card debt is going to vastly outgrow your investment opportunities. So any interest that you might have made is gonna be crushed by that impending interest that is on your credit card debt. Don't wait to clear that debt. Don't let it hang over your head. Focus on your credit card debt first before considering investing in the stock market. Also, with credit card debt, I think it's worth mentioning that the US average of credit card interest is 16%. 16% of $10,000 is $1,600. If you try to invest that same $10,000 in the stock market at a 5% return, that's only $500. You're still in debt by $1,100 if you prioritize investing over paying off credit card debt. Don't be a fool. Now, the third thing I considered before investing was, what were my circumstances? Everyone needs a plan B. And if you're like hyper anxious like me, you have a C, a D, an E, an F, and something called Z. Now, the reason you want plan B and etc. is because you can't really anticipate what the world is going to throw at you, so you want to be ready for whatever might arrive. For example, with COVID-19, I don't think anyone anticipated becoming unemployed, undergoing furlough, or having the global economy shut down for several weeks. In this scenario, we really considered what our second option was if both of us lost our jobs. That's what made us more confident in our investment decision because, 1, we have no kids. It's genuinely just us and my cat. 2, both of us had our jobs and were able to keep our jobs throughout the COVID crisis. And 3, we don't own our house, so we could easily move back in with family or readjust our living situation based off of our financial circumstance. And we had both of our emergency funds fully funded. A fully funded emergency fund gives you the opportunity to take your time with big decisions in life. If 2 people lose their jobs in a family unit, you don't want the need for immediate cash flow to dictate what sort of opportunities you take advantage of. Next, you want to determine what your risk level is. For me, I'm a double income household with no kids. So I'm willing to play a little bit more fast and loose and crazy with my money. Just kidding. Instead, I am more of a low-touch investor. I do enjoy the casual swing trade, which means you sell high and buy low, something that I did during the COVID crisis. But I only focus on index funds and ETFs, so that's more of a passive income sort of investment strategy. I'm not really interested in watching the charts and measuring the market. Timing things really doesn't interest me because I have a full-time job. Plus this, plus that other job over there, plus that job right there. I have like 5 jobs, but I love it. If you're more of a low-risk sort of investor because you have people that are depending on you financially, you should definitely look into index funds and ETFs, and I'll do a video on those particular subjects later on. After you're finished determining your risk level and what you're comfortable with, you want to focus on tax-efficient options. So we talked about that a little bit in the beginning, where there's tax-deferred or tax-exempt. And essentially, these are different accounts that you can put money in either before tax or after tax that is financially efficient. For example, the Americans. You guys have a 401k or a 403b that is sponsored by your employer. Essentially, that means that you get to put pre-tax money into that retirement plan, and then that lowers your overall taxable income. Skrr! Did you follow that? I'll be doing more videos about these specific options. But if you're from the UK, here's something that is available for you. Now, in the United Kingdom, where I'm currently living, we have something called an ISA, an individual savings account. So that's kind of misleading, as it's not really a savings account that you can just pull money in and out. But based on the ISA that you choose, you actually get different tax options, and the government might actually put money into that pot for you as well. For example, for me, I have a pension, which I put in pre-tax dollars, and then I have a stocks and share ISA, and then I put post-tax money into that. Now, the post-tax ISA that I use is filled with post-tax money. I've already paid my dues on that. And as a result of that, the government allows me a £20,000 allowance. Tax-free. 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 Now, what this means is every financial year, I get to put in £20,000 into the stock market and allow that to accrue interest without paying tax on it. Currently, the UK website assures people that this money is tax-free forever. But we'll see if the UK government really upholds that forever. Instead, I find this to be a very tax-efficient option, so I'm going to try to max out my ISA allowance for the year. For Americans, I would recommend looking at a post-tax option, which is called a Roth IRA. Now, a Roth IRA has a tax-free allowance of $6,000. Is that true? Let's check. Yup, it's true. Now, the Roth IRA has a tax-free allowance of $6,000. So every year you can cap that amount and then save your money for next year, or invest in your 401k, or maybe open an alternative education or health-efficient tax option as well. There's a lot of options out there. The point is, you don't want to be paying unnecessary tax on your hard-earned interest because that money is yours. Learn to play the game. Thanks so much for watching my How to Know If You're Ready for Investing video. I hope it was really informative. I hope this makes you feel like you don't need to know everything just yet. Just keep watching this YouTube channel and you'll figure it out. But most importantly, you are not alone in this journey. Keep watching those debt-free community videos, keep watching my channel videos, and you'll get there. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And also, please subscribe to this channel. It really supports my business, and I'll love you forever. Leave a comment down below if anything was confusing or if you want more information on something. I'm always trying to be helpful, and I always answer my comments. Unless you're like being super weird in my comments. Okay, have a good day. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to get notified about new videos every week.